And a very good evening to everyone. Good evening to everyone who's listening in Singapore itself. My name is Leslie Denochan. I am from DeFi Singapore. And today, we just wanted to catch up with one of our projects that, one of our partner projects that we have been following closely. And without further ado, I just want to introduce my co-host for today, Irene Lee. Hi, Irene.
Everyone.
Hi.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining
Yes.
us tonight for our Ask Me Anything
Yeah.
with our guest star.
Guest star Tasty Toastys, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're both from DeFi Singapore, and this is one of the series where we actually feature our local projects, where we actually help to give them a little bit of a leg up in terms of understanding the space, educating the
Yes.
public with regards to their projects.
Yeah.
And this lady is by no she's not a stranger to us, because when we first featured her, we were like amazed, like what she was trying to do, and she's
Yes.
like this gung ho lady, basically.
She's so young.
And then and then after that, she just went off to herself to New York. So we're gonna find out about her experiences for today. She's none other than Chanel.
Hi.
Chanel from Tasty Toastys. Yes.
Hello.
Hi, Chanel.
Hi, everybody.
It's been a
Hi.
while.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's been a few months.
Yeah, a few months, right? Yeah. Tell us, man. How have you been, man? I know you went to NFT New York, which is amazing, right?
Thank you.
And you took the leap of faith and you just went there. So, but before that, let's do a quick introduction in terms of who you are.
Yeah.
What have you been doing? I mean, just to help the new viewers see who and what you have been doing. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, 100%. So thank you for having me back. I'm Chanel from Tasty Toastys, and I started working on this NFT project in August last year. Before this, I was in tech partnerships and sales for 1.5 years during the start of the pandemic. Before the pandemic, I was marketing director at a sportswear brand. In between, I took a bit of a sabbatical, and then I came home to COVID. So my life changed during COVID. Sometime last year, I think might have been the restlessness because of 1.5 years during COVID, that when I came across NFTs, I was so inspired to do something about it and finally launch my own business, which was something that I always had at the back of my mind, but I always thought maybe I'll only do it when I'm 40. So it has jumped ahead in the roadmap 10 years before. So yeah. So I started working on Tasty Toastys in August, and the collection is 7,600 cute slices of toast inspired by Gudetama, as well as my own personal love for the word toasty, which means warm, cozy, and all sorts of good vibes. So I wanted to I've always wanted to have a merchandise and a retail brand that sells like sleepwear, pajamas, home goods, that kind of stuff. And yeah, so actually that was an inspiration, like feeling toasty. It just so happens that I kind of looked at what NFT collections look like, and I thought it would be very cute if I made cartoon characters. So I used the word toast, make a play of it, and use cute toasties as the character. And I wanted to build a licensing business as well, so I took a leaf out of Sanrio's book. So Sanrio is a huge licensing company that owns characters like Hello Kitty, Gudetama, Agretsuko, stuff like that. Yeah. My personal favorite in the last couple years, other than Gudetama, is Sumiko Gurashi. I don't know if you guys know that. You can go look it up. It's very cute. Sumiko Gurashi. Yeah, it's characters that are left in the corner and unwanted. It's very funny.
Oh no, so sad.
Yeah. So I love that. Yeah, and like they're just small little fluffy things, but I think in Japanese culture, I think they tend to give it a little bit of a quirky personality. So I kind of wanted to do that, but also westernize it a little bit, because I think NFTs, you want the audience from both the West and the East. So yeah, so that was kind of the inception of it. I think the last time we spoke, it was right before NFT New York. So at that time, I had already been more or less ready with the product, the NFTs, and I was already building a community. Then I had left my full-time job at that point because I wanted to focus full-time on this. And then when I realized I don't have to show up at work, I was like, oh, I can go to NFT New York. So I booked yeah, and Singapore just opened the vaccinated travel lane. So I booked the ticket and I left. Yeah, and
You are really
yeah,
courageous.
Yeah.
thanks. I think I was itching to like travel after so long. So
Right.
that helped. Yeah. Yeah, so that was I'll stop there because then we can talk about what happened in New York.
Okay. So was there any particular thing that really intrigued you when you were at NFT New York that you realized that, oh my God, this is so worth my money that I'm here, I'm learning something new?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think number one is seeing in person the power of how NFTs bring people together, that
Oh, okay.
community spirit, and there's
Mm,
something very electrifying about that energy that
right.
I think we're working on NFTs on Discord, on Twitter, online, but in person everybody's like exploding to meet up. So seeing that firsthand is very very like energizing.
Right.
Secondly, I think I got into some like NFT only parties. So
Oh,
I yeah, yeah, I own a CyberCongs VX, for example. So I went to a couple of CyberCongs events.
right.
Um, I borrowed some NFTs from a couple of friends to get into other parties. So that was
Right.
really fun. And I also got invited to some unique NFT New York only events, which really inspired me, and I will want to include that in Singapore. So yeah.
Wow. So basically,
Is
they are more of like a membership kind of thing. Like if you have the NFT, then you can join the community, right?
So depends on the community. So for
Right.
some of them, it's super exclusive. So for example, Bored Ape Yacht Club, you can only
Yeah.
go if you have an ape, and I think some events you can have a +1.
Okay.
But there are other communities that are smaller, so they will have a guest list for those with holders. Sorry, the guest
Wow.
list for holders and a guest list for non-holders. And I think that's a good mix, so you bring new people
That's
into the
great.
fold. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So it depends. There were some parties where like 3 different NFT communities joined forces,
Oh,
so they
cute.
all get to mingle. Yeah, yeah. I
Yes.
don't think I managed to make it to many of those, but it was crazy. It was like every night there was like 3 or 4 different parties going on, and you can only choose like 2.
Okay.
I mean, you need to
Awesome.
include
you can
travel time. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
How many days was it in NFT New York?
So the core of it was 1 week.
Ah,
It was 1 week.
okay.
Yeah,
That's 1 week of partying, man.
Yeah.
yeah. By the end of the week, I was at a closing party, and there was a lasso, and I was falling asleep. Like in like booming music, I was just sitting there and falling asleep. I was like, I cannot. Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
mini is like music, a bit like a music festival, or is it like a gathering for people to talk about different NFTs and crypto? How does an NFT party actually works? Because we've never had this in Singapore. We'd be so curious.
We had. I mean, the
Oh, really?
crypto
Uh,
parties are like the thing to go to whenever there's crypto conferences, and we miss that. I mean, we really miss the physical ones. So
yes.
when Chanel talks about it, I can kind of relate. It brings us back to 2017. Where we had all
Okay. That
the
was quite a while
yeah.
back.
So
Yeah.
but I guess it's different. In this time around because it's NFTs and the way to entry is different. And I think in most crypto conferences, there's a lot of business deal flows is ongoing as well. So I guess this is where we can try to tap into Chanel's little experience to see what she's learned
Yes.
and what's going to happen this year, right? In
Yes.
2022, are there any sneak peeks that you could reveal to us? Because I'm sure those are like the cream of the crop.
Yes.
If you're at board, BYA BAYC, right? Basically, I'm
Yeah.
sure those guys there are talking about different things than what we're talking about. If you don't mind sharing a little bit of the crumbs, yeah,
Yeah. Okay, sure. I think the one of the things that people are very bullish and excited about was music NFTs. I think music
Right.
NFTs might
nice.
be big this
Yes.
year. There's always like a big in fact during the NFT New York conference itself, there's an entire program dedicated to music.
Right.
So I think that's really interesting. Yeah, and what we've been seeing so far is PFPs and gaming, but we haven't really seen music yet. So
Yes.
I would keep an eye on music NFTs this year.
Yes.
I think we should also keep an eye on gaming, but I think everyone already knows that kind of like gaming NFTs and utility. Yeah. But I do also feel like the opposite. There are so many gaming NFTs, so you have to be careful.
Yeah.
Maybe the inverse is actually more important because
Mm.
like it's so obvious, right? So when it's getting so crowded in that space, then how are you gonna pick the ones that will come up top? So but I think what you said about like learning new information during these parties, definitely, because you meet new people, then you'll be like, hey, what are you into? So there is some stuff you hear from people, or some repeated projects that some people like you keep hearing pop up at different parties. So I think
Yes.
one DAO that I kept hearing about is Friends with Benefits.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
it only happens in the US, isn't it? Friends with benefits? Oh my gosh.
No. So they use that name, but it's not
Oh, the
really like it's
connotation
not.
itself is
Yeah,
is
yeah,
is quite
It's so
yeah.
misleading, isn't
fun.
it?
Yeah, but it's not in that sense, but it's more
Yes,
like
yes.
a lot of parties I
Jealous.
go to, then I ask them, how did you find out about this party? Because I found out through like an Excel spreadsheet, that people are
Oh,
compiling
wow.
online. Yeah, yeah,
Cool.
like the community just like throw in which parties there are for the week. So at the end of the week, the Excel spreadsheet is super long.
Wow, this is so cool.
Yeah, it's very community driven. And yeah, but then when I go to like certain things, then they're like, oh, are you in the Friends with Benefits DAO? And then I feel like that happened every night. So then I learned that Friends with Benefits is like a social club. I think you have to
Right.
own their token. They also
Uh-huh.
through their own parties where you can only go in if you have their token. But otherwise, I think within their Discord or their community, they also post like what are the other happening things during the week. So that was
Wow.
like, yeah, so that was one of the social clubs that were not
So,
NFTs that I felt I
right.
kept hearing about.
Mm.
What else? I think and this one is related to my project. I think the
Oh, okay.
blend of online and offline experiences
Yes.
is something that we haven't fully seen yet. Everyone's so focused on metaverse experiences, but in New York
Yes.
I saw like some interesting usage of offline experiences in communities, which I think well, I hope, because that's what I'm doing. I hope it will set the tone for this year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
What were
So,
like the prominent figures that you
mm,
probably have rubbed shoulders with during that week itself? Any well-known names that you can bump into during that week itself?
Oh, I should have taken it out. I don't know where I put it. Um,
It's
I
okay. Never mind. If you can't remember, it's okay.
no no
I'm
no
sure
no
you
no no
met
no
quite
no.
a fair bit. Yeah.
As in like I didn't
Uh,
meet him, but I went to an
mhm.
event where they unveiled the documentary about Beeple, and he was being mobbed by like
Oh.
a whole bunch of people
oh,
after it.
Oh.
And
Oh. Wow.
and like someone gave him like a dollar bill to draw on. Then in the midst of the crowd, I just took out a dollar bill and I stuck my hand, and he started drawing on my dollar bill. So
oh,
somewhere in my room, I,
wow.
I have a dollar bill which people drew on, and I have the video of him doing it. So
Oh, that's
uh
so cool.
yeah, so
Wow.
it's pretty cool. um I think I mean I saw Gary V at the NFT New York conference. Didn't get to talk, but I
I
went to his
love
fireside
him.
chat. Yeah, I went to the Alexis Ohanian fireside chat.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't rub shoulders with these people, but there was a NFT group called Bright Moments DAO, and they have a project called Crypto Citizens, where they give 1,000 crypto citizens, not give like give and sell, and people come in to mint. Um, in what they spend one quarter in a city around the world. So the first city they started with in the middle of last year was Venice Beach in LA. Then during
Oh,
NFT New York, they had a gallery in New York. So then they started, recruiting people from the street as well as famous people into it. So I think the day before I went to get my crypto citizen, because you have to go down in person to mint it live. I
Mint it
remember when
live. How do you do
yeah, you mint it live.
that?
I'll come to that. But the day before
Okay.
I went, I think Steve Aoki and Dave Mao were there, and then I
wow.
happened to see like within the same week. I don't know which time slot, but Andrew Yang, the politician, and
Yes. Was he
Toby
there?
Maguire. Yeah, Toby
Okay.
Maguire. So they're all crypto citizens.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
nice.
I think Gary V is a crypto citizen too. So
He's
they were
definitely
like
one.
they were like recruiting like famous New Yorkers, influential people
Nice.
into the DAO, and as luck would have it, I was standing outside the gallery one of the days, didn't know what I was about, started talking to someone standing outside, and they found out that I flew all the way from Singapore alone. So it was yeah,
You will
yeah.
be
So then
embraced. You will be embraced immediately. Yes.
yeah, so like the reason that they invited me in is because when they first started the project in Venice Beach, they actually went out to the streets and asked people to come in to mint a free NFT. And of course they got turned down a lot because people are like, what's an NFT and are you for real?
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
when they asked me to go in and do that, I was like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I got an invite, and then the next day, I went home, I went back to my accommodation, and then I went to read up about the project, and I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Then I decided I would book a time slot to go down, and then
Right.
using the mint pass, I minted a crypto citizen live. So what it means to mint live
Congrats.
is
Oof.
that, thank you, is that you check in at the door with your mint pass.
Right.
Someone will be helping you like scan the QR code to MetaMask, or like, and then go to their mint site. So you mint from your phone.
Right.
They will give you all the steps and everything and teach you how to make it secure. Once you press mint, you don't know what you got. It's very similar to online.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what you get,
Yeah.
but you at that
Yeah.
moment you can't see anything because you don't have
Yeah.
a computer, you're not on OpenSea. Then they give everybody name tags and a number. So I
Okay.
think each time slot is like 20 to 25 people. Then we all sit on different benches in the gallery, and there's a big TV screen on the front. So
Wow.
Okay.
yeah, so then there's so like every time they want to reveal one, they'll do it in sequential number of your name tag.
Okay.
Then they will like call you out, and then they will like invite you up to the front
What
of
a
the room.
experience.
Yeah, and then
Amazing.
they will do like a live review on the TV, and then there's an MC
Wow.
describing what you got and
Oh,
hyping you
so
up. Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So it's
wow.
just then like everybody's cheering, and then you get to experience what you're minting live together with everyone else, and it forges a sense of community.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's really fun. And
Yeah, I guess one of our commenters, mentioned, you got to experience it live, and this is true to to
Really?
what
yeah,
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 yeah. I mean, when I heard about it, I mean, I was just hesitant if I should even go because of COVID. But Chanel, I gotta give it to you, man.
thanks.
Literally, is you've got the balls to do it.
You really did.
So
It's such a
it's super
life-changing
gutsy
experience.
of you to do it, man.
Yes.
Kudos
Yeah,
to you, man.
thanks.
Yeah, I mean, because of time, right? I also don't want to take too much time. I mean, I'm glad that you're sharing your experiences when
Yes.
you go overseas with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love the fact that from somebody whom our local, having not known how to get into this, having a little support on this and that, decided to sing the song "I'm leaving on a jet plane." Just
yeah,
go straight, to New York and do this.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, if I have the Singapore flag, I would just wave it now in proud moment for
Oh my
for,
god,
for that. Yeah. So
that's very funny. Yeah,
yeah. How did they respond to your project, man? I mean, I'm
Yes.
sure they will be curious in terms, like, I'm sure you're going there, you're doing the gung ho thing and just sharing your project and saying, hey, would you like to hear about my project? It's called Tasty
yeah,
Toastys. It's an
yeah.
NFT. How did they respond to that? Yeah.
Yeah. So great question. I think, to be very honest, there wasn't the correct target audience I felt
Mm,
for what I was
mm,
trying to do, even though
Right.
everybody was into NFTs because they were into projects that had already launched and therefore going for these parties. But then of course, like
mm,
it shared experiences and stuff. So I would say that everybody was trying to look for gaming utility, and I was not focused on gaming. So
right.
sometimes the conversations fell a bit short, but
Right.
I
Mm-hmm.
think it's also because I went to events like the CyberCon's event where
Right.
people are in it for games, so a
Yeah.
bit different. The reception I got at the Boss Beauties event, however, was a lot better, and I think because that's the correct demographic.
Yes.
So yeah, I have a couple of friends I made in New York. They were so supportive. Shout out to Izzy. There's a lady named Izzy. Her PFP on Twitter is a Dead Fellas, and she was one of my first like Twitter friends. She helped me host a Twitter space early last year when I just learned what Twitter spaces were, and I met up with
Wow.
her in person. Yeah, so she runs the Women in NFTs account, and we met up at
Wow.
the Boss Beauties party in person. Yeah. Um, So that was super nice of her. And like, we were just talking about utility, and I was telling her about the retail licensing Hello Kitty thing, and she instantly got it. And then I met another lady at the event as well. Her name is Christine. She is a huge advocate for diverse voices in the space, and even after I've come back to Singapore, occasionally when she comes across someone who she feels would be a good contact to have, she'll just make a Twitter group and add me to that group
Awesome.
and help me make an intro.
Awesome.
Yeah, she like
That's
champions it. She just did it like this week with someone who is a Cool Cats senior analyst.
Oh
I
my
was like,
gosh.
what? yeah, so
Two pets, Wow. Okay, cool.
yeah. So then I got to have like a Twitter conversation with this person. So I really, really appreciate this. None of it is possible. Like, I mean, not saying none of it is possible, but it is possible, if you are on Twitter Space every night. But
Yeah.
I'm also working on a project, behind the scenes, and
For
there's only so
sure.
much time I can spend talking on Twitter Space every night, right?
Yeah.
So having this time to meet people in person is very different from only at networking online.
Yes.
So that was good.
Yeah.
So reception from the ladies were good, which is good because I designed my project
For
for
ladies.
ladies. I mean, toast. I think the guys would find it funny if like let's get this bread becomes a meme because
I
bread
will
means
buy
money.
pajamas for my nephew. So yeah, with Tasty
Yeah.
Toastys on, right? Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
For children
Yeah.
wear, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Online,
So
offline experience.
yeah. Yeah.
It's very
Cool.
cute. Yeah.
Irene, do you have any more questions before we go into her project with regards to
Actually, I have
NFT?
more questions for her with her projects. Yeah, because
Sure.
I'm a girl and I'm more excited
Let's
about it.
let's kick off the project itself because there's going to be an update on Sunday. So I'm not going to steal the thunder. Chanel, you might as well just give everyone an update through this this YouTube video
Okay.
itself. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, right. So we first launched last year in November, and
Right.
I think the market was a little bit bearish. Plus, I think I lost a bit of steam with my community because I was physically away in New York. So sales didn't go as expected. That being said, I think we didn't get any FUD in the community. I told everyone, hang on, I'm thinking about how best to pivot, what can we do next? And I also had another business trip to do shortly after that because of the first NFT New York trip. So I went back to New York actually. Like I came back to Singapore and then I flew back to New York in December. And
Oh,
I know,
man.
very, very poor planning, but it is what it is. It was just I just had to, do that. So then the second trip I caught COVID on the way home. So there was
Man.
another delay. The
Yeah.
first trip I didn't. Second trip there was Omicron. So
Yeah.
Yes, a little bit easier to contact. Yeah.
And then so we kind of took a bit of a hiatus, and January came around and we got picked up by Channel News Asia. So
Congratulations on that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations, man. Yeah.
Thank you. So
very
that
good.
kind of like revitalized, all the interest in the project. And I think in January the NFT market picked up. So then we like raced to, make sure that all eyeballs that are on this project doesn't go to waste. So in the last 2 to 3 weeks, we have quickly rebuilt the entire community. We have decided on how we want to migrate our contract and what we're doing to pivot the project so that sales would pick up when we relaunch. So happy to announce that the price for the NFTs has been lowered by like a third, and we will be, and we will be upgrading all of the original holders to Genesis Toasties, so they will get exclusive access to a channel called Wheat Street Alpha, which is a joke on like Wall Street, and also Wheat Street Wall Street. So Wheat Street Alpha is only for Genesis holders. And of course, in the future, when we have any other Toasty merchandise or Toasty only events, those Genesis holders get first dips on most of the things. So
Nice.
they will also be able to claim extra Toasties on Sunday, which is when we relaunch. So it's Sunday Singapore time 9 a.m. These Genesis holders will be able to claim extra because of the price difference for the first 12 hours. And then the next 12 hours, so this is what we've been doing the last week, we have been offering spots on our like whitelist for newcomers, into our project, and we've been offering it to partner servers as well. So other communities projects that I've gotten to know, in the last few months, if I'm part of that project, I offer spaces to them. So for example, my very first NFT was an incognito, and I mentioned that in a CNA article. So then I reached out to Incognito. I was like, hey, I mentioned your NFT. They saw it. They were like, let's support this. Yeah, then they were like, let's support this young lady, even though the aesthetic is totally different. And they were so nice. They just like collected some, whitelist spots for their members in their Discord for my project, so they can kind of
Very
help each
nice.
other.
Very nice.
Yeah. So some of the partner servers, they have some first rights to this. So for this window, we are giving away free Tasty Toastys. Yeah. So
Wow.
everyone on the list gets a free Tasty Toasty. Plus, this time around, because in the last few months there have been so many projects and a lot of talented developers in the space, there have been new developments on how you can optimize gas transactions on Ethereum. So so my developer actually looked at some of these new projects and studied their contracts. So we will be deploying a contract that helps to optimize gas. So I promised my community that by tonight, so after this, I will publish an estimate of how much gas will be during the sale for our relaunch. So hopefully it'll be much cheaper, even though we're on
Yes.
Ethereum. So
very
that's that.
thoughtful.
Thank you. So Sunday will be the day for everyone to claim, and then Monday, which happens to be Lunar New Year Eve, Monday 31st January, 9 a.m. we open for public mint at 0.02. Yeah.
9 a.m. Singapore time?
Yeah, 9 a.m. Singapore time.
Oh, okay. Well, that means some of the international audience would have to wake up in the middle of the night.
For once, right? I mean, we are always waking up in the middle of the night for their mints.
It's the other way around.
Yes.
Whole project.
I'm so sorry. It's actually the Europeans who have to wake up, I think, in the middle of the night. The US one, I think. Yeah, US I think is fine. Yeah.
Fine. Yeah.
Wow.
So interesting. I mean, you have been doing so much for your NFTs, and what kind of possibility do you see in your near future that we need to know about when it comes to Tasty Toasty?
Oh, okay. Very short-term future, we may have some other media features that might be quite big, so watch out for that. On top of that, I am planning a first Tasty Toasty meetup after Chinese New Year in Singapore.
Cute.
We will see how sales goes and how many people are Singaporean, and I will adjust accordingly. Because of COVID restrictions, I don't think we can have it too big, but we will see what we can do. So that is on the table for February. I want to quickly bring this NFT New York experience to my community because I personally experienced it. And I think that's like the immediate short term, like in the next like 4 to 6 weeks.
Wow.
As for the roadmap, so with the reduced price, we've really streamlined the vision and our priorities on what we want to achieve. So about 25% of the revenue from the primary mint will be to develop our retail flagship with wearables on sale in like Decentraland. Yeah, I purposely prefer Decentraland over Sandbox because Decentraland already has a working space that you can walk around in. I think Sandbox is still alpha. Plus, I feel like the branding of Sandbox is more gaming, and also the style is like voxel style. And as much as I have a Cyberkongs VX voxel and one other like Neko Mecha voxel, I think for the kind of wearables that I want to make, it matches the Decentraland style a bit more, which is a bit more lifestyle, entertainment, music festivals. So for now, I have my eye on Decentraland, but I'm not going to over-invest in it because we never know which metaverse will be the reigning metaverse in the next couple of years. So I don't want to throw like a whole chunk of money and then like 1 year later, everyone has moved to like another metaverse like Wilder World. Oh my God. So you don't really know. I'm not in control of that. So yeah. Then the other 25% of the funds will be used to do product sampling, merchandise sampling. And I think because of COVID, we foresee that, shipping timeline might be delayed, or I think it's getting better, but if we work with overseas factories, we'll take a bit of time to do some sampling on products and merch and stuff. And I'll probably get someone to come and help me build a good e-commerce store with wallet integration, so we can, read who owns the NFT and maybe give discounts. So that's the vision. I don't know if it's fully possible yet, but that will be the other half of the focus. And to me, it's really important that I build options both in the metaverse as well as products that non-NFT people can enjoy. And exactly. And in the long run, if people see Toasties in store, because I've licensed out the character IP to them, and they don't know it's an NFT brand, I think I would have hit my goal, because
Yep.
you don't need to want to buy something because it's an NFT. You just want to buy something
Yes.
because you like it. So yeah, there's just many ways to grow the revenue streams. So then I think we have also put aside like 5%, I think, for charitable purposes.
Right.
And I would like to see how I can get the community to work on that. Maybe use Snapshot, get a few people to work on that element. It is the money that everyone put together anyway, so
Yes.
they can come together and work on a cause that
On that
that
note,
needs
Chanel,
on.
I don't know if you
Yeah.
know, we are DeFi Singapore is running a red packet give back. We are
Ooh.
doing a give back. So
Yeah.
if you guys want to collaborate on that, we could do something for cause.
Yeah.
Irene
Okay.
knows this by the back of her hand, and she does this with her family every year. So
Okay.
we're doing a give back for entire period, I think until February 15. So
Okay.
we're just trying to engage the our own community, and then we're going to share this out with other communities as well.
Yeah.
And we could go together as with on your end to do something together, and then maybe, I don't know, a bread, or just holding on little stickers, the
Special
ones
bread.
that you gave about
Yeah.
that'll be cool. Yeah, cool.
Actually, I mean, since we're all in Singapore, we can talk about that, about the event.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
we
mean,
should. Yeah.
yeah, I think this space is all about collaboration, and I personally, I think that we are all gonna make it is a little bit too optimistic, because there will be some people who don't make it. But in the spirit of that, like, drives collaboration, I think that's super important. Yeah. Okay, I don't know why I'm suddenly so pessimistic, but how you say, anyway, I just being realistic.
It's more learning, like I
Yeah.
guess,
the
these are experiences that you guys are going through what we went through
Yeah.
in 2017, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
coming from someone who has really gone through that for so long, right, so many times, so it's quite enlightening to see that new players are getting the support that crypto communities are giving for that matter. So yeah, I like the fact that you set your goals there, and then you're like, okay, let's just do this.
Exactly.
And then along the way they learn, they learn
Yeah.
what the pitfalls, or what needs to learn. You're doing that already, basically, right? You're pivoting as a result. So yeah,
You have
so
that
that's
zest in
what,
you.
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
projects have to do, as the technology and the innovation in the space moves along the space, and then the community can understand this, you see, right?
Yeah.
And they can see and they can understand that, as you communicate that to them. So kudos to you again, man. Just now. So
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, sometimes I do feel like a bull just like hitting my head on things, but if you don't do that, you don't learn, right? Plus,
Yeah.
it's such an experimental phase. I'm sure in 5 years I'll look back and laugh, but don't try, you never know.
You won't
So-
regret it. I'm very sure.
Oh yeah, 100% no regret. Yeah, no regrets. Yeah. And it's just a lot of learning.
Actually, Chanel, I have one more question for you that I'm very curious, because I literally read the entire CNA article that you had. And
Yeah.
this person came out in the article, and I felt like I definitely need to ask you. So because
Okay.
you actually had that aha moment when you spoke to Arif Khan, right, the CEO
Yeah.
of Alithia AI. So
Yeah.
what was it that made you change your mind about NFT?
Right. Okay. Very good question. So I don't think he so much changed my mind as he showed me the possibilities, because my mind was actually blank. It was tabula rasa at that point. I was just like, oh, NFTs. So, but the thing is, when I had a call with him, he was showing me his vision for AI and NFTs. And after the call, I was like, people barely know about NFTs, and this guy has been building AI NFTs for like the last couple years. Like, how far in the future is he? And like, what am I missing? Like, oh my god! So, that was kind of what kicked off and sparked that interest. And then I was also like doing a lot of research on NFT projects, and I saw a lot based on just artwork or PFP. And I think people are talking about gaming utility slightly after that, like maybe 1 or 2 months after that it picked up. But at the point, there was still a lot of like PFP kind of projects, and I was like, Well, these are all just trends, right? Trends come and
Yeah.
go. 2 to 3 years. I do like as much as BAYC is huge now, you really never know. It's the same as, you don't talk about Nike. Nike is like god level, but if you look at other sportswear, Adidas, Puma, Reebok, they come and go in 2 to 3 year cycles of what is cool and trendy based on what kind of celebrity endorsements they get, and I'm not talking about everybody's individual perception of the brand. If you actually go and trace their revenue from year to year, there is some sort of at one point this brand is better, at one
Trend.
point the other brand is better. Yeah, there is a trend element to it. And even like fashion, you see like trends come and go in every 5 or 10 year cycles. But this person was already investing like all his brain power into like artificially intelligent NFTs, and it really got me hooked on the idea of IP and characters and what is truly the value of smart contract, right? And smart contracts, they help you track royalty usage, they help you track licensing usage. So his business model would be to offer that AI technology to corporates when they are ready to enable their IP to be artificially intelligent. So a company like him, they've raised so much money last year. They finally exploded. I'm so happy for them. They will be able to sorry, let me close that. They will be able to, when Disney's finally ready. Right now, Disney's kind of testing with Vive now, Veve. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce. Just butchered it. They're testing it, but the license rights they give to Vive is not the same as they actually do their own NFTs. But in a couple years, when they have, or maybe in a year, who knows, when they have figured out a way to navigate working with crypto payments and all of that, then and Arif's tech is ready, he has the opportunity to instantly elevate their IP for them. So he's thinking with a long-term game plan in mind. And I'm so glad that he was one of the first people I talked to in the space because he inspired me to think longer. And there are so many NFT projects that are just looking to quickly raise money and do very short-term things. But I was like, you know what? Like, I want to build a story and I want emotional stickiness with the story. And I don't want to waste a shot during this year to build something that only lasts for like 1 year. Right.
Yeah.
I want to build something that when people look back, they're like, oh yeah, my first NFT was a Tasty Toasty. And today, 10 years later, it is like the next Hello Kitty. So Hello Kitty, by the way, started in 1976. And I'm sure it wasn't an overnight success. It started off in one retail store in a corner of Japan. And I'm pretty sure Sanrio just means like 3 rivers or something. Like it's a very humble beginning. So this is kind of like my inspiration lah. I don't know whether I
Do you
deviated from the
see
question,
like
but yeah.
Yeah, but do you feel like more and more will you be attracting like teenagers or moms to be actually buying Tasty Toasty?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's open to all. Yeah, it's open to all. It could be for guys as well. They could buy it as gifts, They could
Yeah,
buy
for the girls
like
Valentine's
yeah,
Day.
or for their kids,
Yeah.
for their, like just now what
That would
Leslie
be
said.
so cute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like yeah, exactly. Because I can imagine that if you see like pixel art and you're not from the space, you'll be like, what is this pixel art? Or what is this
Yes.
ape? I've very often heard like, oh, apes are not, very nice. I'm so sorry, I'm not offending anyone from bought ape, but it's just art is subjective, right? Art is
Yeah,
subjective.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
This is very
and also
easy.
now yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's supposed to be easy. It's supposed to
Yes.
be blank. It's supposed to be blank like Hello Kitty. It was designed on that way. Anyway, I don't know that I went too far. I can talk about this
No, I
forever.
think that's great because I feel like that actually helps to allow like the viewers understand what your branding is and how you see NFT. Because a lot of time, I think most of us will see NFT as like, oh, it has to be cool, it's a gaming thing. But
Right.
once I saw yours, I realized that, oh my God, it's very cute and it's very simple. It's something
Thank
that,
you.
like has longevity in the long run in a way, People can
Thanks.
grow with it. Yes.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, I
Oh,
can be a proud owner by saying I'm one of the Genesis holders. So, woo!
Wow.
oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Yes,
you so
after this,
much.
I will buy
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
cool.
Oh, I have something to announce as well. Someone has
Okay.
Yes.
made the world's first Tasty Toasty song.
Oh, they did. Who?
I did
Yeah.
it.
A band that I won't say the name because then you can go and find it, but because I don't want to show it until launch day.
Okay.
They're
Okay,
gonna
okay.
auction off the song. And I've allowed that to happen because I want to adopt the Bored Ape Yacht Club model, where if you own the NFT, you have full commercialization rights to it. So
Right.
yeah, so I've gifted them a Genesis Toasty so that they can go and work on the song.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
amazing.
And it's really cute. It's been stuck in my head all day.
Also,
I
it's
really look forward.
cute. Wow, cute.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so everybody watching in, if you're in the community, you can look forward to hearing the song soon. It's very catchy. It's really in my head. Kudos to those guys.
I
Yeah.
love this comment. This is
We have a comment from one of our fans,
Yes.
your fans, right? He wants
Yes.
to bring to Yakun and Breton and get a discount. I'm sure
I
that
will
is in the
try.
pipeline.
I will
Yeah,
try
if
my
you guys
best.
know
Please go with
the people
Postbox.
behind them, yeah.
Yeah.
So talk to Chanel, right?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah,
I know
yes,
the
please.
people I know the people in Breakdog, to be honest. They
Okay.
did want to do something like this along line, but
Yeah, you
as
can
a side
try.
note entirely. Let's
Yeah.
let's see how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, I will try. I think it will be it will take a while to educate, but I will try.
Imagine
Yeah.
Toastbox play your song.
Mm.
Oh my
Like the
gosh,
background
yeah.
music. Oh my god.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
cute.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a Don Donkey, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that one's
Oh
really
man. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chanel, did we have I did ask you this question before, and I think
Yeah.
the same question appears right now.
Yeah.
Is that you were explaining the technical aspect behind it in terms of
Yeah.
the heart behind the pivot and why you're doing this. So I guess this ties in line with what he's asking as well from Seizure
Yeah.
as well. So do you mind explaining this to the audience?
Yeah, of course not. Yes, we have contingency. Okay. The thing that I'm most inspired by in all of NFT New York was the live minting thing that I mentioned.
Yes.
So I do plan to take Tasty Toastys on a pop-up tour sort of around Singapore. So for our international friends, Singapore's food culture is really strong and really huge. And I think, that's why when Singaporeans see the toasty bread, everybody's like Toastbox, Yakun, like everyone's like throwing
Yes.
names of, local brands, right? Yeah. So food culture is really strong in Singapore. And I think it would be a good way to educate and bring people into the space. So it may be slow, but every single time I have one of these events, it will be a mix of hopefully community members as well as people who don't know about NFTs. Even in my own personal circle, who's like, Chanel, we want to support you, but we have no freaking idea what a wallet is. So, I
Come to
want to
DeFi
bring
Singapore and learn. Yeah.
yeah. So I want to bring it on. I want to bring it into physical venues, and we'll teach people how to set up. We'll show them what's going on, and we'll slowly, recruit people one by one and do the live minting style.
Cool.
And I don't think this is going to affect the project negatively in the long term. In fact, again, I want to drive home the point to everyone that emotional stickiness is so powerful, and we cannot undermine, the potential of giving people their first NFT with our project. So it is a long road, but that is the contingency. Of course, as we go along, keep doing online marketing and keep talking about the project, and we keep like doing more Twitter spaces. I think that's something I lack in, honestly, to reach the Western market. I'm not on Twitter space often enough. Also because number one, time zone difference. Number two, it's just a lot to do, and Twitter spaces take up a lot of time. Yeah, so it's not that I don't want to do it. It's just that it's quite a time sink. So those are marketing things that I want to do. Strategically, we might find some partners to work with who can come on board in a huge way to distribute the Toasties to their communities. So we do have some discussions behind the scenes for that. Couple of options, but preferably I would like to not go down that route. So I'll see how. Yeah. Hope that answers. Yeah. Oh, right. I just want to bring one more point. So Crypto Citizens, if you look up that project, they have a 10,000 supply, but they only aim to mint 1,000 every quarter. Okay, so
that's nice.
And 1,000 in every city every quarter, and they aim to complete in 2023. Their roadmap is so long, but everyone who gets a crypto citizen is usually like one person, unless you go and buy more from secondary market.
Is Singapore on their map?
No, I asked. They were like, no. Singapore not cool enough.
Oh man.
Who knows? If I keep talking about it, maybe. But
exchange out Toasties with a cross collaboration between them and some of the other projects together just to get
for crypto citizens.
Yeah, get a citizenship from there.
Yeah, we'll see how I think their next city is Berlin. Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah, they're going from west
Yeah.
west to the sorry, yeah, west to
Yeah,
the
west to
east.
east. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think the next few cities may be all European cities. Yeah.
yeah, cool.
Mm,
You're really
Irene, do you
lucky.
have any more questions?
thank you.
I think I'm good because I feel
Mm.
like she really explained things that I wanted to ask and like
Yeah.
how like I feel like this is really the project that girls will be interested because it's so gentle and it's easy to get in. Yeah, I guess I'm good.
Yeah, so on that note itself, the barrier to entry, you're talking about the mint, the live mint and things like that. So
Mm.
where does the help comes from your Discord at this point of time, where people can see some form of educational video or as to how to set up a wallet. Is that part
Right.
of yeah.
I believe, oh yeah, it's been a while. Let me check. Oh, thanks for the reminder. I will put some.
Well, I'm going to give you a shout out to a dear friend, a dear brother of mine.
Yeah.
This guy by the name of Jordan Tan. Yo,
Oh,
I don't know if he's around.
yeah.
Recently he bought his Tasty Toastys
I know.
from
I saw.
from
Thank
you,
you.
and he's a fellow YouTuber as well in Singapore
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
So shout out to you, Jordan. A free shout out. Yeah,
Yes.
non-sponsored, you can always connect with him and see if you can do a video on that. So
Yeah.
cool, man.
I think I posted a link to DeFi SG's content in my Discord,
Oh,
but I will refresh it
yes.
right before because I think you have
Cool.
some tutorials for how to
We
set
do
up
have,
MetaMask wallet,
we
right?
did have, yeah, we
Yeah,
did
so I
quite
will
some time back actually, to be honest. Yeah,
yeah, so I had that since last year, but I will bump it up because Discord is so
cool.
messy. So
Yeah.
I will bump it up before the mint for that. We will also be screen recording the new website interface so that people can follow step by step what to
Oh
do.
yes, I think that would
Yeah.
be
That's
cool as
great.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now we have like 3 different tiers. We have like the OGs come and claim, then we have the new whitelist come and claim, and then we have the public sale. So there's like 3 different
Right.
boxes. So we will do a screen recording right before the mint
Yeah.
opens. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For once, I felt good. Buying an NFTs. Where back then when it was like, during the bear market, it was like,
Yeah.
didn't know whether I should buy or not. But that's like, never mind, just support. And then now we have the new things going on. So any local project, we're
Yeah.
like, okay, support. Yeah, cool.
You really
Thanks.
convinced me to get a
Yeah.
tasty Toasty after this. I need to really
Thank
go
you.
and get mine later on.
Thank you. Yeah, and I think right, the time will come for slow mints. Like there are a lot of Asian projects that just mint that like took months to mint out, or like women-led projects that took months to mint out, but they just suddenly minted out a couple of weeks ago. So I think with the current
Interesting, right?
interest,
Yeah.
yeah,
The trend
yeah,
seems to be that way as well, right? Yeah, slow
yeah,
mints and then out of the blue, then it also got sold out. So
yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We have another question from the guy since
Okay.
we have more time. Same guy. Will Minting be open indefinitely until sell out? Yeah.
Good question. So I think this one we will consider market conditions and also what happens when it happens. I think we will have to give it a while. If things turn south, let's say in February, the Fed, I don't know, like crypto, plunges even more, and then people stop playing NFTs. Who knows, right? Who knows? It's so volatile. We may want to pause it and see what we can do to do a phase 3. However, because the entry is already like 0.02 Ethereum and we've optimized gas, and I think the max mint is 15. I do think we can leave it for a while we push through marketing activities and events to get more exposure and eyeballs on the project. Because I don't think the entry price is super expensive for a project with a heavily doxed founder like myself, and people pay more for like anon stuff. So I'm serious, people pay so much more for anon stuff and then they flip and dump, right? So I feel like as long as I keep marketing to the right target audience, we will find a community, we will find supporters. We have supporters, so it's just more about having the persistence to find more people.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it takes time. Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, man. Any last words? If not, I think we have come to today is a bit short. So but I usually don't like. I don't like to delay or prolong the session just because we have 1 hour. But it's short, sharp. Let's go with the summary. So Sunday, it will be the first round for the OGs for 12 hours. What time does it start?
9 a.m. Singapore time.
9 a.m. Singapore time. And the next 12 hours will be the whitelist for people who have the new ones. And the following one will be another 12 hours before the open.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Any
so
other
12 hours
things we
then
should
open.
know on Sunday? Like, anything else?
I am planning a launch party in a metaverse on Monday. However, it is extremely last minute that I've been given this option. Like someone is loaning me their gallery
Is it
in a
Wayne?
metaverse.
Is it Wayne?
No, Wayne. No. Oh, but I'm supposed to book a podcast with Wayne. And I can stream the session into the gallery. No, but the gallery is loaned to me by a huge supporter of Asian art. So I'm still trying to pull that together. I will announce it if it does come together, because the opportunity only came out like last night or the night before. I can't remember.
I don't think you should squeeze too much. Sanity reasons, Chanel.
We'll see. I did get commitment from interesting guest star as well. So we see how.
Oh well, okay, cool.
Yeah, we see how. I'll try to make it happen.
So it's the secret. So send me the information. I so want to know.
I text you after this.
It happens.
I text you after this.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, man. A lot of things happening on your side. I'm glad that things are moving. I just want to wish you all the best again. We'll catch up again with this. For the math. So. Guys, do support the project. As with every project, please do your own due diligence. I have to say a disclaimer, right? So it's not an investment. You're supporting the project owner, who is Chanel over here, with her vision for the project itself. So you shouldn't be taking the NFTs as a form of investment. That's usually the case. So let's be sane about it. Let's be set on the ground for this and let's do the cultural thing, which is the NFT culture. That's a huge boom at this point of time. So on that note itself, thank you all for joining in.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for sharing so much with us tonight.
It was my pleasure. Yeah.
All right, and we'll see you guys again soon on DeFi Singapore itself. Calling it good night.
Bye. Bye.